Hi, and welcome to Clairvoyant Conversations. I'm Solreta, Antaria. Tonight we're going to do a little bit of a collective reading for everyone first, and then we will be doing individual questions. So please have your questions ready. We're just waiting for a few people to join. If you're watching this after and you want to find out a little bit more information, you can go to my website, solretapsychicreadings.com, which is spelled S-O-L-R-E-T-A. Hello, hi Sammy, how are you? So let's do a little start with looking at a collective reading for the week ahead. We've had some interesting things come up this week. We have had Yellowstone activity in America, so a little bit of volcanic activity happening underground there. We've also been having the landslide that happened in Norway. We've had a massive oil spill happen in Antarctica. Hi Megan, hi Sana, good to see you both. Hi Karen, hi Gail. So yeah, let's pick some cards. There's one straight away jumping out of the deck, so we'll pick that. The other thing that I wanted to do that I've just been doing before we start is just to send everyone some lovely sage vibes. So let's get this going. So just sending some lovely clearing vibes for everyone. What I'm feeling with this week coming forward is to really come back to a place of being centered. So I'm seeing a lot of just this kind of action. So like a lot of brain integration, a lot of kind of just calming and stabilizing and bringing ourselves back to our own energy and really tapping in and tuning into like what our own energy is about, because there's so many mixed energies going on at the moment and so many crazy things happening in the world. This week I'm really feeling it's like go into your little bubble, go into like your little safe space. So let's pick some cards. I've actually got a few decks out. So tonight we've got the Wisdom Oracle out, the Tony Salerno one, who is my absolute favorite artist, and he also does my favorite deck. And we also have the Ascended Masters deck out as well. Yes, massive shifts happening worldwide. You're right, Karen. I'm just trying to click on if I can extend. Oh, it's not letting me do it on here. And we've also got Stacey DeMarco's Earth Power Oracle that we're going to pick a card from as well. So let's pick a couple. So yeah, how's everyone else feeling? How's everyone feeling tonight? Okay, this one is jump. And we'll pick one from here. Okay, so we've got a few more people joining. Yes, we'll do some cards soon. Okay, so this is an interesting energy. The energies that I'm getting are floods of, it's actually really similar to this that I'm wearing tonight. We're getting these sort of colors. So I'm getting like lots of teal, lots of jade green, lots of magenta, lots of blue. So it's like really a lot of higher chakra energies are coming through at the moment. So it really is a chance to tune back into that spiritual part of yourself. So another way of looking at it, or another image, would be to kind of like find your center, but finding your center in a, how would you say, in like a spiritual manner. So whatever it is that puts you in touch with spiritual energies, it's good to kind of focus for the rest of the week and for going into next week as well. So like looking at things like getting in touch with crystals. So in Tony's cards, we've got the Om, which is a beautiful card, which it's actually really funny because you guys just saw me pick these cards too. This is the colors that we were just talking about. This is the chakras, it's Om, it's like getting back to creation, getting back to like being centered in spirit. So this is what we're talking about with this week coming. So that one was pretty self-explanatory and exactly what we just talked about. So the other one we've got is the card of Troy in Stacey DeMonico's Earth Power Oracle. So it says, to exchange many gifts with the world is a positive act. Teamwork is necessary. Whilst I can learn from the stories of others, I can create my own mythos. Beauty is eternal and revenge has consequences. So that's a really interesting card Yes, Tony's cards are beautiful, aren't they? And so are Stacey's. So it is a really interesting card at the moment. When we look at like what's happening in the world, this is really about detachment from the drama around us. It's about learning lessons from it as well. So let's see what we've got in the Ascended Masters one. This is funny, we've got Krishna. So I've been feeling Krishna's energy probably around like the last 2 weeks. So we've got find the blessings in your current situation. So this is really about like looking into like what's happening on a positive note right now. Even if you can't find it happening positively, like whether it's in the news, whether it's, you know, like with work or just in general day-to-day life, it really is like trying to look at like what you're grateful for. And you know, when we start to really count our blessings and start to look at gratitude, we're able to then dictate our brain to look for more of that, and then we're able to attract more of that. And we're going to try and look for the good in things instead of seeing like things that we can't change. So it's a positive way of looking at it. And this is the energy that's coming up for this week. So let's pop these cards aside. And what are other people feeling for this week too? Because it's an interesting time to be alive. So what I've sort of been feeling, and last week too, is I'm feeling like earth changes. Oh, there's also been a lot of political stuff happen behind the scenes. So whilst we've got the distraction of all of the things going on in the world, there's a lot happening to do with politics in America that's sort of a little bit harder to find and research. Hillary Clinton has been under oath and in court. So she's being sort of held accountable for some of the emails and some of the darker stuff going on there. So there's a lot of changes sort of happening behind the scenes. Also, on a positive note, in Australian news too, we had that little autistic boy that was found, the 14-year-old, which that was a really positive highlight, I think, to the news. So really like focusing on beautiful stories like that, and ones that, you know, that are uplifting, ones that give us hope. That's things that we want to focus on for the rest of the week. So let's have a look. Hi, Sharon. Okay, let's pick a card. All right, Christina, let's pick a card for you. All right. What I'm feeling for you at the moment, even like when I'm shuffling, I'm getting a lot of lessons for higher heart. And what this means is tuning into your own heart, not necessarily looking at the mental aspects of the heart, but looking into aspects to do with relationships and how you relate to others, and how you can sort of step it up into a spiritual level. Or if you're not able to have that person relate to you on a spiritual level, what is it that you can do for yourself in terms of spiritual? That's what I'm getting come up at the moment. But let's pick a card for you. All right, so there's a lot of blue, a lot of communication around this, and I'll just tune in and see. Yeah, definitely like a lot of heart chakra, a lot of like processing, a lot of like thinking, feeling, almost like sort of like sifting through or putting things in categories at the moment is what I'm sort of seeing with you. Hi, Casey. Hi, Annabelle. Hi, Zena. Hi, Karen. Hi, Emily. All right, so let's also see what we get with this. Yeah, every time I close my eyes and tune into the energy to do with what's happening for you at the moment, I'm getting a lot of heart chakra stuff. So even writing like a list on what it is that your heart wants and desires, and really almost trying to like get a lot of clarity on it too. So let's flip this card. This is interesting. So we've got the Queen of Discs. You can see in this card, she's sort of like sitting back as a bit of an observer. She's not really like bringing everything to the table. She's kind of like waiting and hanging back a little bit, assessing the situation, looking at things from a new perspective, or even from a little bit of distance. So that's a little bit about like what I'm getting come up for you at the moment. We also do have a lot of geometry in this. We have like a lot of spiritual symbolism, a lot of pineal gland symbolism as well. So really looking at relationships for you this week, but from a spiritual perspective, and who sort of like, is it make or break? Like who makes the cut? Also now with current astrological situation that we have going on, it's not always the best time to kind of like cut things off unless it's sort of like a dire kind of situation and you know that things cannot go on. It is really a good time to calmly and tactfully bring up any issues that might be sort of coming to the surface. All right, let's have a look. All right. Okay, Catrice, let's pick a card for you. You're in beautiful Tasmania. Let me just see what's happening here. Okay. All right, we've had this one jump out for you, Catrice. We've got this card, the card of virtue. So usually I pick them without having a look. But what we've got with this one, it really is sort of like about connecting to your confidence and starting to really like bring yourself back into alignment. So it's a little bit to do with the generalized reading that we were talking about before. Oh, thank you. So yeah, bringing yourself back into soul alignment. It is about like stepping up your confidence, looking at like where you can sort of like assess and bring some leadership to. Oh, thank you, Karen. Yeah, so we've got someone on here called Ola, who is, yeah, not really kind of playing by the rules. Not much I can do about that right now, but yeah, she's just saying that, you know, to inbox people. So yeah, I'll deal with that later. So yeah, anyway, going back to Catrice, we've got this beautiful card of virtue, and we've got some Aries energy coming up, as well as the Sun energy. So it really is like looking at how you can connect to yourself more in kind of like a leadership role. And also bringing forth like the wisdom of your heart. We've got a little bit of that energy too. And how you can also like be like following more of your own heart's guidance, how you can kind of like connect to your higher self. So if you're feeling guided and wanting to kind of like get more in touch with the higher self, now is like a really good time to do this. But looking at how this can sort of like propel you or take you forward further into future as well. Oh, and you're in Aries too. Lovely. So yeah, that's good confirmation for that one. So let's see if anyone else has a question. Let's just see what I can do about this. Sorry guys, I just had to block that person who's been spamming our chat, trying to get everyone to inbox her. So let's see where the real questions are. Yeah, definitely, Catrice. So it's definitely time for your higher self. So looking into anything that's going to put you in contact with higher self, surrounding yourself with others that are also going to like nurture that aspect of you, and really kind of getting like your team, your soul team around you, and sharing your highest aspirations and goals with those that you can really kind of like trust, and those that will help you sort of like thrive and prosper as well. All right, so let's have a look. All right, so Casey, let's have a look what we've got for you, Casey Morrison. So we'd love some life direction at the moment. All right, so when I start to shuffle and I start to tune into your energy, what I'm feeling with you is really interesting. I'm feeling a lot of energy around voice, and I'm feeling my voice sort of going up and down, almost like a melody is what I'm feeling with this. And I'm feeling that this is sort of like connected to work or direction at the moment. So something that's involving the voice, I'm feeling like heart connected with this as well. The energy feels like really lovely, really flowy. I feel like your voice is almost like a soft embrace around people. That there's a lot of, how would you say, comfort that you can bring from your words. So let's have a look at that. Okay. So when I close my eyes and go in, the image that I'm seeing around you is like a green energy around your head. So what that really means and speaks to me is it's almost like head is connected and has something going on. It's like connected with heart chakra. So there's a lot of heart chakra and heart energy going on around your head. But what I'm seeing sort of coming out from throat and from throat and from heart is a lot of blue energy, stuff to do with like communication, speaking, singing. Those sort of energies are coming up at the moment. So let's flip this. So we've got this one, the Prince of Wands. And this is really interesting. This is really about you sort of like shining. And by what I mean by shining is it's like you being in touch with sort of like that, how would you say? It's like getting into character, but getting into character with your own true self. So it's about like not being afraid to unleash who it is that you really are on a soul level, not being afraid to be that beautiful person that you are, and not being afraid to kind of like just run with it and unapologetically so really like holding that radiance of who you are as a person and just kind of like shining it. And if anyone sort of says otherwise, at the moment it's like shining so brightly that you don't even notice them. So it is a little bit of kind of like rebirthing like old ideas and old things that you might have liked to have done in the past. It might be more about dedicating this time and dedicating this passion towards this. I also feel like it's developing new skills around oh, thank you, Catrice, thank you. So yeah, I also feel like that it really is kind of like learning new ways of doing old things is the message that I'm hearing them say. Okay, so you've been trying to connect with your spiritual side, which is beautiful because you can see there's like it's like a phoenix type energy with this too. So it is kind of like, you know, rising from the ashes, but it is from you doing it from within. This is not about like connecting to something outside of you. So knowing that you are a spiritual being, Casey, and this is really going to help you to tap into your own unique abilities. But I am feeling that there's something around voice and around speaking, communicating, singing, energies that are sort of like given. Oh, thank you, Baron. That's so sweet of you. So yeah, I'm seeing this energy being connected at the moment. But yeah, if you did want to go in depth and ask some more specific questions, I do have a couple of bookings left for next week. I think there might be still some left on a Thursday or a Friday. For anyone wanting to book in, I do 1 hour sessions where we look into the aura drawing side of things and I draw guides and everything that are around you. We also look into cards and we also chat to the guides as well. So let's have a look. All right, Michelle and Savage Youngman, let's pick a card for you. You're saying that you're really struggling with life at the moment. Some guidance would really benefit you in a huge way. So what I'm actually getting, as soon as I read that, I'm starting to see waves and I'm seeing it, you know, like when you swim out into the ocean and you start to feel like you're questioning whether you might have swum out too far. And the waves sort of can come up like over the head and you find yourself almost like gulping for air. That's sort of like the image and feeling and a little bit of that anxiety and fear that I'm getting come up at the moment. So I'm not sure if that's something that you're sort of like experiencing any of those sensations and feelings, but that's what I'm getting come up just reading your name. So let's pick a card for you, lovely. Okay. So when I just shuffled and I started to feel the card, the other thing that I saw was and heard was lessons around navigating or lessons around learning to navigate. Oh, thank you, Casey. She's just saying, yes, you helped me so much to help me see I'm heading in the right direction. Thank you. But yeah, let me know if you want to expand on it or speak to me about like what it is that you're doing. I'd love to hear from you. So yeah, let's have a look into this other card. So the image that I'm really getting is with the ocean, I'm getting deep blue colors. So to me, when I see water, that speaks to me about emotions. So there's something sort of like heavily, almost like a burden to do with emotions or a feeling of like overwhelm or a feeling of kind of drowning, but it feels more to do with either anxiety or emotion I'm getting. So it's almost like feeling, yeah, that feeling or sensation of being overcome. Hi, Stuart from Scotland. Hi, Amanda. So let's have a look what else we've got. Okay, so yeah, I'm sort of seeing like more of that, but it's almost like feeling that sensation of being paddling. So you know how you do the doggy paddle, or that survival sort of paddle. I'm seeing that happening and sort of going on for a little bit, but I feel like to ask for a life raft or ask for external help, because I feel like some of it's to do with moods and even to do with hormones from some extent. So it might be about seeing someone to do with supplements or to do with different things that are going to help lift you up, because I feel like there is like a little bit of a mental fog or some kind of almost like a wall or a block type feeling. When I get this come up, sometimes it can be a little bit to do with depression or to do with like anxiety or things that are going on like in the like the thinking or mental hemispheres. So it could even be about seeking out like an integrative doctor who tests for methylation and tests for hormones and checks for like minerals and things, because sometimes when our minerals aren't in balance and we rebalance them, sometimes we'll actually feel better than we've felt in a long time, because diet can really play such an important part of how we feel on an emotional level too. So perhaps checking into this, but we'll flip this card. So we've got this, the Princess of Disc. And this is a world that's sort of like topsy-turvy. Things aren't feeling right now. She does have the shield of yin yang, and she does have the wand. So it is about like reclaiming balance, and it is about you really like stepping up and commanding your world back into balance and sort of like turning things on its head. So definitely like looking at seeking assistance to do with anything that you may feel like overwhelmed with at the moment, and sort of like swimming a little bit to that life ring that's being thrown, or to seek and swim out to that life ring at the moment. But yeah, feel free to send me a personal message as well. Okay, so let's pick a card for someone else. Okay, so Rachel Louise, I would love to know if I will get back to giving spiritual readings and art. Let's have a look into that. Oh, thank you, Michelle Ann. Thank you. Yeah, just wishing you all the best with that. If you want any links or anything, feel free to message me, because I also have a background in natural medicine, so I'm able to refer to a few people if you would like help with that. So let's have a look to do with this next one about spiritual guidance and cards. So what I get really tuned into when we tap into this question that you just asked is I'm seeing a lot to do with like color. So I'm seeing like lots of color, lots of energy. There's like so much vibrancy to tap into and to tune into. But I also feel like it's a way of making it your own, is what I'm seeing in regards to readings and art and things. I'm not seeing you go down the normal kind of like generic pathway. I'm really feeling, how would you say? It's like carving your own path, or really like tuning into, it's like your own frequency. So say if we had it like as a radio station, it's dialing into your own message and starting to like pick up on frequencies and things that you vibrate on. So it would also be, oh, thank you, Michelle. So it would also be about seeking like-minded clients, or putting out for the type of clients that you would like as well. And really being, it's choosing who you spend your time and energy with. But I am seeing like art and things come up like really vibrantly. I feel like this is a spiritual expression through your art too. It's almost like putting yourself on paper. Or if you were to, I'm feeling like almost like a dance energy, but it's coming out onto paper. It's a really cathartic expression. Oh, okay, so Rachel's saying yes, she does do her own thing as well. So let's have a look into this card and see what else we get. Yeah, so just seeing and sensing like a lot of heart energy. It's like you really do put your heart in, but this is also where you need to kind of like protect yourself as well, and really kind of like put a little bit of protection around your own energy when you are doing your readings and things. And by this I mean is like try not to hi Jess, lovely to see you. Try to not feel that you have to be, do and help every single person, which is very hard. Like, you know, we're starting out with this sort of stuff. Oh, she's saying absolutely, but readings come through art. They definitely do. And that's something that I myself also get too with the aura drawings, is that it's almost like how you see like Tyler Henry draw like an ideogram or draw like a picture. It's a way of tapping in and tuning in. So let's also flip this card. And this is beautiful, Rachel. So you've got the card of the universe. So this is really like the universe being open to you. It really is your way of kind of like tuning in and honing in on this information. So any way that you like to connect, I feel like there's another way that you connect as well. I'm really like feeling it empathically and feeling a lot of it through my heart, that you're like tuning in through this way. And maybe art could also be that thing that is helping you to kind of like connect or tune into doing the readings. But yeah, feeling like the messages that are like flowing through your heart. And I feel like that it's speaking, it's like another language. Oh, so she's saying, yes, I do that, and I have to learn to say no. Yeah, so just being, you know, protective and sort of being like a governor for your energy. All right, let's have a look. Okay, so we've got a question from Charlie Rie. I hope I've said your name right, Charlie. So let's pick a card to do with you. So as soon as I start to shuffle with you, I'm getting this beautiful column of golden light just come over the top of my body and over the top of the chakras. And what I'm feeling with this is just a connection. The words I'm hearing are infinite wisdom and infinite self. And I'm just hearing the words like breathe and float, breathe and float. And they're just saying to use this as a mantra when you're like meditating or when you're going off to sleep. So just those words, like just the simplicity of breathe and float, breathe and float. And you can almost hear it and feel it as we say those words too, just how that can sort of like drift you into another state. So the other thing that they're showing me is to have a pen and paper close by when you are going into these altered states. And they're showing me it's almost like being able to choose to go into these altered states at will. All right, let's see what we get. Okay, so the other thing that I'm seeing with you too, Charlie, when we pick this card, I'm just seeing like lots of rainbow come up around you as well. So there's sort of like almost like a psychedelic type energy to connect to, or like a multi-dimensional set of energies or multi-dimensional realms to connect with. So this is where they're showing me like with the notepad and the pen. Charlie's saying, I'm beaming right now, thank you. You're so welcome. So yeah, tuning into this breathe and float energy, and I feel like it's really activating, especially with the breath work. It's activating like a lot of DMT type energies in the pineal gland for you right now. So bringing that on spontaneously and naturally. So let's also see what we've got with this card. Okay, the other thing that I'm also feeling with this, in terms of like if there's anything blocking you, I feel like that there is a couple of things energetically or like on a physical level that might be blocking you from reaching kind of like that higher contact at the moment. One thing that I'm feeling is sort of like a little bit of a mucousy type feeling or stagnation of lymph in the body. So I feel like to kind of like get into that detox type stage and start to kind of like move that along, and feeling like that you're kind of like cleansing. I feel like to work with those sort of energies is going to help sort of like lift you up higher in terms of like connecting on a spiritual level and on a multi-dimensional level. So certain things that can be sort of like mucus congestion can be sometimes like dairy, foods that are like really acidic, or even sometimes moving away from cooked foods a little bit. So getting into like higher vibrational foods like fruits and greens especially are really good for sort of like alkalizing the body and helping to kind of like remove some of this congestion and mucus. So I'm feeling like that will also assist to connect to the higher self side of things. Let's flip this card. So we've got we've got the Prince of Swords. So we've got a lot of like using whatever means necessary to kind of like lead the direction. So we were talking before about using the words like the breathe and the float type sensation, but I also feel that this is really like harnessing your gifts and abilities. And we've also got the icosahedron and tetrahedron images within the circles within this. So it really is like getting into manifestation. It really is like you stepping it up in terms of like connecting with the spirituality, because I feel like there's just this whole other multifaceted, multi-dimensional world for you to connect to. So I hope that helps a little bit. We do go more in depth in a 1 hour reading where you can ask specific questions and we can kind of like really draw out an aura picture to do with the guides and things that are around you. So we've got people from all over the place at the moment. Okay, so Nadine, you're saying, would love a card, please. Guidance on a new home you're moving into in July, please. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, so what I'm sort of seeing, the first thing that's showing me is grass and a garden bed. And I feel like it's before I even get to the house, I want to like do something with the garden. Or I want to sort of like start to change or work with the energies around the garden. So let's have a shuffle. Then the other thing that I'm seeing is sort of like being taken to the front path, and I'm seeing the front path kind of like lit up and golden. It's almost like I'm getting taken on a tour of the house is what I'm seeing with this. So let's see. Just close my eyes and tune into this card. So we're picking a card for Nadine. Okay. So yeah, what I'm feeling with this is I'm feeling to make the home your own energy. So to put like your own work, your own energy. I'm also feeling the garden feels really important, or like the nature area around it. I feel like to make it kind of like sacred, to kind of like connect. Charlie's just saying full body shivers, soul, thank you. Resonance 111%. It's hard to articulate how I feel through the words that you spoke. And I'm still getting used to like clicking on this on my phone. I might have to check what you've written the rest of it later, but I really, really appreciate your guidance. Thank you. You're so welcome, and such beautiful energies for you to connect with at the moment as well. So let me know how you go with that, and I look forward to hearing about the multidimensional experiences that are hanging around you at the moment, and it's exciting that it's there to tap into. So let's have a look at this this card as well for Nadine. Okay, so the other thing that I'm seeing is like running water and that. I feel like to really energetically set up this new house. Hi Nakoma, good to see you on here. Hi Jody, hi Catrice. Oh, we did yours before. Yeah, so what I'm getting with the energies, Nadine, is to really look into feng shui or feng shui to do with the house that you're moving into. But I really feel like the nature spirits play an important part. So perhaps looking at the positive influence of nature spirits on the house and how they can sort of like work with you and how you can kind of like live in harmony and balance. Oh, thank you, Charlie. So let's have a look if there's anything else that we need to look into to do with this. Okay, so what I'm also seeing with like the new area or the new place that you're moving to is they're showing me that there's an opportunity for growth and learning to happen, and an opportunity for you to be like more in touch with the spiritual side of things to do with moving to this new place is what I'm seeing. It feels like a different set of energies to what you're working with in the other place. So let's flip this. This is interesting. We've got all this sort of like yellow type color and like learning type energies that we were just talking about. This is really about you and feng shui, and you can see like this is sort of almost like a castle. So it really is sort of like setting things up in the northeast. What is it? Never eat soggy wheat mix. Northeast, southwest. So it is really about like getting your energies kind of balanced in the new house. It's really about like letting the energy of the house be harmonious and having things in the right quadrant. So it might be putting things like citrine in your abundance corner, or goldfish in a round shape. What would you say? Fish tank. Things like that that are going to be harmonious and are going to add energy that is abundant. So find out like where the abundant sector is in the house and set up either like a little altar, you know, have some candles and things like that in that space. I feel like that's really going to help. And what they were showing me before, I did mention about a golden path that I was seeing going to the house. And if you look at it on here, we've got exactly that. So yeah, really clear, like specific message about setting up the energy of the house. And it was funny, we even talked about like a little bit of water. And if you see near this path, there's also this moat, this water that's running around the house too. So I feel like this is really them saying, so it's really the guides working and saying to work with the energy of it. All right, let's see. Lisa, hello, a card would be appreciated at the moment. Thank you. All right, let's pick a card for you. What's really interesting, what I'm sort of seeing and sensing and feeling around you at the moment, my energy straight away gets taken to crown, and just sort of like around the top of the crown chakra, I'm seeing it looks almost like beautiful crystals. So like a little tiara type thing. So Nadine's also saying, yeah, it has a big garden at the front. Thank you so much. We'll definitely look into that. Goosebumps. Also looking at like putting crystals, things like that. Certain flowers that also work with like nature spirit or fairy realm. I feel like those things are going to bring positive influence. I would also really encourage to take photos, especially in beautiful sort of like dusk or nighttime lighting with the flash on. Looking into orb photography. Hi Karina, nice to see you on here. So yeah, let's also pick a card for that, for the tiara energies we were just talking about. Because what I'm seeing is so much energy available to the crown chakra at the moment, but what I'm seeing is sort of not dedicating as much time as like what could get you into a place of like using your psychic skills and that, because I definitely feel like psychic ability and intuition like run strong in the family. Oh, you're welcome. So yeah, let's have a look at this and what we get. Okay, so I feel like at the moment it's to dedicate peace and time to really like tap into your psychic skills and senses. I feel like what I'm receiving is, it feels almost like more like telepathic or like messages. Some of it is auditory, some of it is like empathic, as in like feeling, or kinesthetic, as in sensing, and some is visual. So I don't feel like you just sort of receive like one type of message. I feel like that at the moment your guides and your higher self are really trying to get you to get in touch. So maybe doing like some tarot for yourself, having just meditation times where you can really get in contact with yourself too. So let's flip this card. This is the Knight of Discs. So this card is sort of like a little bit of the Tide Warrior, but it's like there's hope on the horizon. There's more to learn. There's more to gain. Yeah, so just tuning in with these energies, I feel like it's all available to you, Lisa. There's a lot of fertility energy in this card too. So a lot of things to work with on a psychic level, but it is about harnessing it. It is really about like putting the practice in so that you can like reap the rewards. But I really feel like that your higher self and your guides are working together as a team at the moment. I feel like that they're surrounding you too. So let's also have a look for someone else. All right, I'm just trying to click on your little message, Rachel. Okay, so Rachel said, hi, I'd love to know when I'm going to move interstate and when I will get the house and when my healing will my healing business take off. Okay, so let's have a look. Oh, we've got one card jump out and this one's landed face up, so I'm just going to show it. What I was feeling though, like when I was shuffling, was it's almost like spreading your energies a little bit too thin at the moment. And what's got this image come up within the card too, so you can see this beautiful goddess and she's really like trying to focus, but there's all these like heads and all these energies trying to pull her different directions or tell her to go different ways, and there's a little bit of sort of like energies to clean up around that, to really like get into a state where that you can really like birth this new energy that you want. I feel like to put the business it's like the business is kind of like linked to the property or something somehow too. So whether you're thinking of working from home, I feel like to sort of like get the business side of things sorted first, because they're showing me in terms of like making a list, and they're showing me that being like number one. It's interesting, it's like one needs to sort of like happen before the others, but they're all like interconnected, is the message and the image that they're showing me with this. But what I'm also seeing is the most important thing to do with this card is you really like looking after yourself and really kind of like putting yourself first and putting that connection with higher self being first as well. So I hope that helps. It's just a short little bit of guidance to do with that. But if you do want to sort of like expand on that, or you are interested in having a reading, just Googling my name and it will come up with my website. So let's do a little bit of a shuffle and we'll see if anyone else. Oh, so Kylie Crawford, let's pick a card for you. All right, you're welcome, Lisa. All right, it's interesting. Just as I'm shuffling the cards for you, Kylie, the feeling that I get is just like they're just telling me to like breathe and just to like let it all out. I feel like it's been going and going for a while, and batteries kind of like you're welcome, Rachel. I feel like that it's almost like getting to flat batteries and then charging up again, but they're not getting a chance to fully charge. So I really feel like at the moment this message is to charge and restore, but also to like let things out, let out emotion that might have been there for a while, to really like just be patient with yourself is one other thing, to not put too many expectations on yourself and really, really be gentle. That's one thing that I'm getting. So let's also have a look at a card for you. The other thing that I'm starting to see too is a lot of deep blue. And when I get the deep blue come up, sometimes it's a sign for like deep healing. So if there's anything that's sort of been like tucked away emotionally or sort of thought about as I'll look into that basket later, or I'm taking care of others right now, I really feel like don't put yourself to the side. Don't neglect yourself. Really like start to put yourself first. Let go of things that are no longer serving you, is what I'm feeling with this. So let's flip this card. We've got the card of change. So this is not only about like changing the pattern and changing the way that that you've done things in the past. This is about really formulating and putting yourself first and kind of like flipping things around. So yeah, getting rid of like the old emotions and things that may have been blocked off, really kind of like tapping in and starting to like let things surface, because in doing that we're going to create transformation. We're going to create lasting change. We're not going to sort of like turn the pot down and simmer it. We're going to finish the recipe off, and we're going to finish cooking the masterpiece and thinking about yourself as a masterpiece. So let's have a look. So I hope that helps a little bit. Please inbox me if you wanted to book an appointment, or if you wanted to ask anything sort of around what we just talked about. Sarah Marie Joyce, let's pick a card for you. It's your birthday, 30th birthday on Saturday. Blessings to all. Oh, that's so sweet. All right, let's have a look. Oh, that's interesting. All right, first thing I'm showing with you, Sarah Marie, is a lot of yellow. I feel like there's new opportunities that's coming up from behind. It's almost like a surprise to do with like something else to like study or something to learn more with. And I'm also seeing like a rainbow or something too. So it feels like it's quite a pleasant surprise. And I feel like that it's something that feels kind of like quite exciting, or like something that like reignites some heart energy. You're welcome, Kylie. This card is jumping out for you, Sarah Marie. We've got a few cards coming out tonight. This is funny. This has got sort of like a rainbow ball in the center to do with the Chariot. I feel like this is also, it's thinking about like what it is that you want to do for work and direction. The other thing that I'm hearing them say just in the little background is just looking deeper into your Saturn return. So Saturn return really sort of starts about 28. I feel that it's more finalized around 33. So what I mean by Saturn return in astrology, it means that if we're not sort of like on our true path, or we're not kind of following like our soul mission, what it does, it kind of will pull the carpet out from underneath us. So it really will, we'll get little messages, whether it's like number synchronicities, or whether it's you know, different things or strong feelings being pulled along the path to do certain things. And sometimes we might get little things like our confidence might hold us back, or there might be that we didn't take that leap when the opportunity came up. So it's about like reassessing things. But yeah, I'm really seeing that there's another opportunity for something to do with studying things that you might be more passionate about. So whether it's an opportunity, but I feel like don't sell yourself short is the message that I'm getting to do with this too. So the other thing that we have is you've got a lot of Cancerian type energy. There's a lot of like feminine, beautiful, nurturing energy with this card. There is like a little bit of armor and protection and things with this golden suit. It does have a few like bullet wounds and things, but it's also like about dusting yourself off, putting yourself into so Kylie's saying, oh wow, I see a number of synchronicities all day long. So really paying attention to that, even thinking about before those synchronicities popped up, what was it that you were thinking? What was it that was maybe like in the subconscious train of thought? Because this is what I'm feeling it is about at the moment as well, is letting the subconscious deliver these messages to you. So when you catch yourself in a synchronicity, just reeling those thoughts back and go, what was it that I was thinking about or focusing on or daydreaming about a moment before? But I feel like there's an exciting opportunity coming up to do with like life path and to do with work. The other thing that I am seeing is I'm seeing sort of like energies of children around you too. So I'm seeing that connected to do with the rainbow too. So I hope that helps, and have a beautiful birthday on the weekend. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Wendy. Jody. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. All right, so let's have a look. So we've got Perla, you're saying that you're experiencing transformation at the moment, an inner lull. Let's pick a card for you, sweetheart. All right, so what I'm seeing with this, and I can sort of feel, it's really interesting. What I'm getting is I feel like there's a guide around you at the moment. It feels like a grandmother spirit. And by that, I mean more the point of sort of like an ancient ancestral wisdom grandmother spirit. I'm seeing a beautiful woman. She looks more American Indian, and I'm seeing her tone and chant and clear out energy. It's like she's like banging the drum. She's singing the chant. She's sort of clearing and shifting. So even popping on music like that, popping on beautiful Native American Indian music, turn it up, get the sage going, help to start sort of like shifting this energy. You're welcome, Perla. Really start to feel like you're banging the drum. You're like clearing this energy out. I really just feel like it's time to kind of like shift things. And I feel like you've been asking for the shift or asking for the energy to come or happen, but I feel like there needs to be some kind of like ritual or ceremony. So whether you write things down on paper, what you want to release, because I feel like this is also about releasing and really just like starting to step into the energies of transformation. But you need to put the blueprint out there for what it is that you want to step into. They're showing me clearing out the old, calling like these beautiful Native American grandmother energies in with the music to help shift this out. The word that I keep seeing them write is transformation, but you've got to call the transformation. You're saying that you drum and you sing. This is perfect. This is what they're showing me to shift this. But I'm seeing it's like a real mighty kind of like beat on the drum. But how appropriate that this is what you do too. So it could even be you sort of like stepping into that grandmother energy yourself and really like channeling that part of you or that aspect of you that might have already lived these lives before. Really feeling that come through, connecting with your soul energy and feeling yourself like really channel this and just blast it through your space, blast it through like your workplace, whether it's like, you know, just playing the music lightly in the background if it's in a workplace, but if you're working from home, cranking it up and letting that energy flood. And also feeling really powerful to do what are they showing me? They're showing me the number 13. So we're a couple of days away from 13. It's the 11th today. For some reason, there's some sort of significance they're showing me around 13 and around that day. So perhaps looking a little bit deeper into that. So let's flip this card. This is beautiful. We've got the card of abundance. This is about reconfiguring that energy. You can see this card has the old energy kind of cleared out. The emotions are running clear, represented by water. We're really like, this is what I was saying before about like writing the writing the direction, writing the energy of what you want things to flow in. So it really is like getting clear, getting specific, writing like 2-3 pages on what it is that you want to flow this new energy into. So yeah, clear out the old, flow the energy through to the new, and calling in for that help and that inspiration through this connection that we were talking about before. So I hope this helps. Please let me know how you go. Send me a little message. All right, so Ali, let's have a look for you. So you're just saying, I appreciate a card reading. Let's pick a card for you. What I'm actually seeing with you at the moment, the first thing that I'm getting is I'm seeing hands out in like a receiving manner. And then I'm seeing hands go over to the heart. So it's like in calm meditation and gratitude and pausing and like waiting to receive, hands go over the heart. But then the step that I'm seeing where there's sort of like a conflict within like asking for things, or it's almost like in a feeling of feeling like unworthy in receiving. So there's some kind of like disconnect, or how would you say, an old belief system that is blocking some abundance on some level, or blocking you from like fully receiving. So I feel like to clear out any old programming or subconscious programming around you feeling worthy, or around, oh, you're welcome, Perla, or around being able to receive. So we're taught from young children, this is the example that they're showing me, is we're taught from a young age to, you know, to give, and to give quite freely, and to, but then we're also sort of shown by our parents modeling. It's like when we're given a gift, there's almost a little bit of, oh, no, you shouldn't have. What I'm seeing is like disrupting that old pattern is a really, really good thing, because it's like you're asking for something to come in your life, but then I'm seeing a block and a push up, a push against what it is that you're asking to receive. So if you can remove that block, you're more able to receive more freely into your life. So let's pick a card to do with this. Okay, so the colors that I'm seeing around this as well is sort of like more of like a lighter kind of like cosmic blue. I'm also seeing sort of like a bit of a dolphin energy. So like just the joy and the free spirit nature of kind of like the dolphins and how they jump and they play. It's to kind of like channel the energy of like when you're putting something out to manifest, to get into that state of joy, to get into like that receiving state, to get into that fun and that light playfulness, and to not think about it like in terms of like having to put something back out. It really is like just stepping into that joy. So let's also see what we get with this card. Yeah, so what I am seeing, I really feel like it's to work with blocks around abundance and around accepting and around worthiness at the moment. And I feel like this is sort of stemming back to age 0 to 7 is where they're kind of showing me like that root or core pattern. So have a look into that. And this is interesting. We've got the Queen of Discs come up again. We had this for someone else earlier, but we've got, it's sort of like sitting back. It's like wanting things to manifest, but it's like, see if this bowl was like the wish or what it is that you're casting out into the world, but then it's like holding on to it. So it might be like putting things out, like I really want this to happen, but then it's sort of like not letting go of it, not releasing it. It's kind of like checking on it too often to see if it's manifested. Or you're welcome, Ali. Thank you for the question too. So it really is about like putting it out there, working on like your confidence, working on like your belief system around your worthiness. And then it's not having to kind of like check if it's done yet. It's just like literally sending beautiful energy to it and trusting that it's in the process of being done is what they're showing me around that. So let me know how you go with that. All right. So Wendy, let's pick a card for you. Oh, so we don't have too much longer left. All right. So Wendy, what I'm sort of feeling around you at the moment, I feel like that there's someone sort of, they're standing to the left of you, which is sort of like the feminine. Sometimes this will also represent someone on like the female side of the family, or it can be female friends. But what I'm seeing is or feeling, I feel like that there's someone around that is possibly not always has your best interest at heart, or possibly does not. Oh, thank you, Nadine. That's so sweet. Sending stars. So yeah, Wendy, what I'm feeling is someone around that possibly doesn't have your back, or might be sort of saying one thing, but you feel that they don't have your back energetically. So really looking into that. I just feel like almost feels a little bit like a weight on my chest, or like a little bit of anxiety, or even like a little bit of chest pain type thing to do with this situation. I feel like it's sort of causing almost like a physical anguish in some way. So looking at if there's anyone around that kind of like fits that character that we've just described, but I feel like it's to pop a block up. It really is to kind of like draw your energy back a little bit, and to not feel that you have to share or express everything. It's not to have to share your heart with others that aren't going to respect that, or others that are going to shoot down your ideas, or try and sort of like pull down personality, or other things like that. So I really feel to protect yourself at the moment with that, to kind of like breathe into your own space and nurture and love yourself and build yourself up first, is some of the energies that I'm getting around that. So we'll just see what else we've got. Yeah, it's interesting. When I tune into the card, I get, oh, okay. So she's saying she always, you're saying you always share. Oh, thank you, Catrice. That is so sweet. Yeah. So what I'm seeing is, yeah, it really is to just know that not everyone has beautiful intentions like you might, and just to kind of like protect yourself and protect what it is that you share. So let's flip this card. Yeah, this is Queen of Cups. This is really about like, oh, you're welcome, Paula, thank you. So yeah, really like reflecting on who is safe to kind of like share with. So yeah, please be mindful that not everyone has the same intentions and the same sort of like energy and things. Some people do have like jealousy, or they feel better about themselves when others are put down. So just, yeah, having a look at that and seeing how that can apply at the moment feels like the main message, and to kind of protect your energy. So let's see, we've got 5 more minutes. Let's see if we can get another one in. Okay, Jody, let's pick a card for you. Oh, okay. So as soon as we start to shuffle and I start to say your name, the words harmony and art and creativity start to come up. I'm also seeing like a blue window painted behind you, and I don't mean sort of like literally. It's almost like a window into the soul, or a window into another time or another dimension. You're welcome, Wendy. Yeah, please like look after yourself, and really just energetically put yourself first, and just give yourself a lot of love and nurturing as well, is what I'm seeing with that. And don't feel that you have to share with everyone. All right, so Jody, yeah, I'm seeing like literally like a window or something into another time, and I feel like that it's like they're showing it behind. So I feel like it represents the past, but what I'm also feeling is like bringing or drawing inspiration and art and things out of this. So let's see what we can get. So let's just shuffle these. So even like with the shuffling, I'm still getting this blue energy come up in regards to your question, Jody. So let's see. Yeah, it's interesting. As soon as I close my eyes and put my hand over the card, I'm taken back into the past. There's something that really wants to like pull me into the past, and almost like pause for a minute, and to kind of like reassess the energies, and almost, if you look into like NLP, like neuro-linguistic programming, in order to clear things from the past, sometimes you can do like a bit of a timeline walk. So it might even be like meditating, and if there's anything that's sort of like coming up from the past, it might be sort of like about clearing that out. We had this message similar for someone else on here before too. So this could also be a little bit of a collective message for anyone else connecting with this too. But what I'm seeing, they keep saying like really, really clearly, like a window window into the past, but it's about reframing, because they're showing me the frame being blue. So it's like creatively reframing the past in order to like prosper and have like a better future. So oh, you just left your husband. Okay, so yeah, this could be what they're talking about to do with the past, and because it really is behind you. So that's a really positive sign. So what I would do, because they are talking about like reframing, it might be sort of like reframing the relationship. So if there is any connections that you have to do with him, whether it's, you know, like still going through cleaning up everything that comes to do with like marriage, whether it's like children and health and all of these things that go with it, it might be about like reframing and really kind of like analyzing and putting down on paper where it is that you kind of want to go for the future, but mapping out a clear pathway. So let's flip this card. We've got the card of happiness. So it is a really beautiful, positive card. So this would be sort of like the mapping out, or the cups are like the highest and best outcome. So it really is like setting up for this beautiful thing for the energies to flow into. So I feel like it might even be about reaching out and getting help, whether it's like on the legal side of things, or getting a friend to kind of like help you to like sort of like map out this new future. But I feel like it's about reaching higher and knowing that you're worthy. I feel like it's about reaching for higher energies is what I'm being shown with this. And they're talking about vision, like what is the vision for the future? Where is it that you kind of like want your energy to flow? And they're showing me in the sense of like grasping it and feeling it. So it really is about creating this vision, holding it down and pulling it into a feeling. And I'm literally like feeling it almost like banging on your chest, like bring this vision, bring this feeling into your reality of where it is that you want to go, how you want to feel. So I hope this has helped. Thank you everyone for tuning in. For more information, please check out my website, solretapsychicreadings.com. So it's SOLRETA. Sorry for everyone that I didn't get time to answer questions, but if you do go back to the start, there is a collective reading right at the start of this video. Just sending you so much love. Oh, thank you, Nadine. She's just saying your readings are beautiful. Thank you for your messages. You're so welcome. And Jodie, wishing you all the best. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you, everyone. Have a good night, and I'll see you all next Thursday, 6 till 7. Please also send me a message if you need any more information.